Suella Braverman was invited onto Tory mouthpiece Laura Kuenssberg's show on Sunday morning, and it was clear that she's pitching to be the next Tory leader. But in order to do that, she completely trashes the Prime Minister and the Tory party, which was brilliant to watch. I don't like the woman. I think she's quite repulsive and xenophobic, and it always seems to be the children of immigrants that are worse about immigration. And now she doesn't actually have the collective responsibility of being in government. She's actually free to say what she wants, and in doing so, shows that there's clear division with the party. She slates Sunak's ability to lead, decisions that he's made, and the fact that there's dire local election results are a clear indication that the party needs to change direction, and to do something completely different, which is true, if they do want to have any credible chance fighting the next election. And yet later on, Mark Harper, the Secretary of State for Transport, did come onto the show and promptly stuck his fingers in his ears and went la 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 la. Even when Kuenssberg was pleading with him, blatantly pleading with him, trying to get him to do something different. Like, no, the plan is working, stick to the plan, it's all about the plan. So here's both of them, completely at odds with each other. And let me know in the comments, who do you think is right? Should the Tory party change direction, like Suella Braverman says? Or should they stick to the plan because the plan is clearly working?
The plan's not working. And I despair at these terrible results. There's no spinning these results. There's no disguising the fact that these have been terrible election results for the Conservatives, and they suggest that we are heading to a Labour government, and that fills me with horror. Rishi Sunak has been leading us for about 18 months. He's been making these decisions. These are the consequences of those decisions. He needs to own this, and therefore he needs to fix it.
So where's your evidence that a further move would get your voters back?
The evidence is that people are not voting for what he's doing because they don't believe that we are serious about some of these issues. They don't believe that we're serious about some of these issues because they don't feel the benefits. On tax cuts, if he made a bold and big offer on cutting income tax or raising the personal thresholds, people would actually feel the benefits of those tax cuts. Listen, in London, we lost because of the National Party's mismanagement of the process. They botched the selection process a year ago, and then really speaking, they didn't run a good campaign. The candidate was unsupported, and that's why we lost. We are not delivering for the people. We're not delivering the policies that people want. And it's a disgrace that we are trailing up against Labour, led by Keir Starmer, who has the charisma of a peanut, who is overseeing a party which is a rabble of hard-left maniacs who would undo Brexit, who would open our borders, and who would indoctrinate our institutions and our schools with politically correct madness.
But given all the changes
we shouldn't be trailing to the degree that we are against this Labour Party.
But given all the turmoil you've had, all the changes of leader, all the noises of all the civil war, all the belly aching, do you believe, though, that there will be viewers thinking, actually, it's the Conservatives who are a rabble? Do you regret backing Rishi Sunak?
Honestly, yes, I do. Because I had assurances from Rishi Sunak that he was going to put a cap on legal migration, that he was going to do something about the European Convention on Human Rights, that he was going to fix this transgender ideology in our schools. He hasn't done that. I want our party to win. I want us to beat this feeble Labour Party, and I want to save our country from Keir Starmer. I'm not going to give up. I'm still going to fight, even if it makes me unpopular. I'm going to speak the truth, because that's what the 400 councillors who we lost this week deserve. That's what the authorities that we lost this week deserve. We are not going to fix this problem unless we're honest about it and we change course in reflection with some humility to what the voters are telling us.
Andrew Jeffreys, former council leader of Thurrock Council, he said people were unhappy with the government. They didn't like the message that was coming out, the plan. So that's one of your own side who lost this week, is saying they don't like the national plan. Another, Andrew Baggott, who was leader of Basildon Council, he said there's a real immense dissatisfaction with people on the ground. What do you say to them? You're just not going to change anything?
No, what I would say is the plan is about delivering it. The plan is working, but we haven't. Well, but we haven't got all the way through to the end of it yet.
So after these results, Mark Harper, and people will know and appreciate that you're a loyal minister. But after these results, you're not going to change anything. You're just going to stick to the plan, to use your phrase.
Well, we have a plan, and the plan is working.
But voters are telling you they don't like it.
But we're not all the way through yet. You've got to actually see... I think people want to see delivery, right? So they want to see inflation continue to come down. They want to see
isn't the problem that the public is very clearly, from a whole run of elections and by-elections, the local council elections last year, by-election, these set of results, people clearly do not like what you're offering. And people in your own party, whether they're Paul Scully on one side or Suella Braverman on the other, they're saying now is the moment to have humility, to take a breath, and to think about doing things differently.
Look, I'm very clear about the results of the elections. We're not what we...
That's not my question.
Well,
People will hear this morning, do you not see that people in your own party, as well as in the country, are saying, please do things differently?
The public want us to focus on the things they care about. And we can see very clearly, you know, you refer to the polls a lot. The polls are very clear. The public care about the economy. You know, we've had a pandemic.
Talking about real election results.
We've had a pandemic. We've had a war in Ukraine that drove up energy prices, where we had to stand behind the public on both of those priorities.
So you don't need to do anything differently. You know, sometimes, Mark Harper, the public gets to a point with the government where they stop listening, where it feels like the mood is so done, so exhausted. Do you worry that you might be at that stage now?
No, because I've been out on the doorstep across the country, from Cornwall to Tees Valley, talking to people and listening to them, importantly. And actually, they are engaging in these conversations. They want us to continue driving down inflation to help with the cost of living.
But if you were listening,
they want us to cut taxes,
but if you were listening
which we have been doing.
Wouldn't you, as Paul Scully and Suella Braverman have both said this morning, said this message from the public is so serious, we have to do something differently?
Well, look, it's quite clear, if you look at in a lot of races, very low turnouts, a lot of our voters for this set of elections did not come out and support our candidates. That's very clear. So we've got to make sure that when we get to the election is a choice. It's a choice between who's going to be Prime Minister at the end of the year, Rishi Sunak or Keir Starmer.
Apparently the rebels have conceded that now's not the time to change the leader. Not again before the next general election, at least. Although, do you actually believe them? The Tories are now polling lower than when Liz Truss was in power. And if anything, these dire local elections are a great excuse for them to try again. It's clear from Braverman's interview that she was pitching to be the next leader, but Penny Mordaunt's also been called out as being the next replacement. She denies this, of course, and saying it would be like replacing a new boiler. And when she's called out in Parliament, she completely denies it. But if you want to see for yourself if she's telling the truth or not, then you need to watch the video that's on screen now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.